How has Google's position within Washington changed?
Well, I think that we mentioned some of these cultural issues here. The ban on trans service members in the military, immigration issues, the travel ban to majority Muslim countries. These are places where the administration and the company have clashed in a very public way. And of course, those kinds of clashes, they do have, policy consequences, especially in this administration where loyalty is a big deal. There is not a lot of love lost, I think, between some of those companies and, the White House, especially given the events in Charlottesville more recently. But I think it's important to realize that there is a policy dimension here too. Issues like privacy are on the table. Issues like net neutrality are on the table. And more, Washington is looking to take them on. And either we don't necessarily know where they're going to go, or it sort of seems like tech may be kind of losing in them. And so there are a lot of ways in which these companies are kind of being surrounded right now.
And obviously the Trump administration hasn't had the best of luck in pushing through its policy initiatives. But Michael, the fact that Congress and the White House are considering tax, energy, immigration reform, that is very important to Silicon Valley. And the White House is clearly not on the side of Silicon Valley. How much of a concern is that?
What you have is a divergence of values. You've got Silicon Valley, where there are a number of things that are very important. Net neutrality, some of the things that were just mentioned, skilled immigration, and you've got the gender issues. But more broadly, we've got things that are important to tech companies, and one of them is consumers. And these are companies that have hundreds of millions of users, and they're very afraid of some sort of consumer activism. And so they want to focus on their values. They're willing to bend their values when it's things that are important to their companies. And so two examples are upgrading the government's infrastructure, where there are going to be contracts for each of these companies, and other things like tax reform, because many of them want to repatriate foreign earnings.